Meadows, the CN International live on CBC. The great stallion Hickstead, a two-time champion of this event. Today, the Spruce Meadows clan is recalling his magnificent legacy. Here's Ian Allison.
You know, through the course of time, we're treated to memorable athletes and memorable teamwork that sets itself apart from the others that have come through the clock tower or competed on the field to play whatever the sport. And we here at Spruce Meadows and around the world were treated to such a chemistry over the last 7 years in the form of Eric Lamaze and Hickstead. If you will, for a moment, consider this. Eric Lamaze and Hickstead started 77 FEI events at Spruce Meadows. They medaled in 50 of them, and they had a staggering 20 victories here in the international ring. Truly a remarkable performance record by any measure. And while we can't show them all because we have business at hand today in the international ring, we would now like to turn your attention to the video screens in the stadium so you can get a sense of moment from one of the greatest show jumping combinations in history, Eric Lamaze and Hickstead.
There's no other horse with his ability, with his confirmation, with the way that he went, that could ever do what this horse did. 95% of what he did was from the heart, and I think people will remember it that way.
They could just lay down round after round after round. You just never thought that a horse could jump that many clear rounds and win that many classes. It was incredible to watch.
I really think that in the end, that's what made them so unbeatable, is because Eric wanted it and Hickstead wanted it almost worse than Eric did. When they wanted to win a class, it was really hard to beat them.
Yeah, there's a giant pain in my butt. That's the nicest thing I can say about him. You beat us too often.
Such an amazing fighter that just had a will to win like no other.
I don't think you're ever going to see an exact duplication of a Hickstead in his stature.
He's careful, he's fast, he's scopy, he's a winner. Horses like that come along really once in a lifetime.
Every once in a game, we are treated to magic, to excellence, to a glance at greatness. And that is what we saw with Hickstead and Eric.
Eric Lamaze and Hickstead, they reign supreme in the Olympic arena at World and World Cup finals, but nowhere did they shine brighter than the international ring. And now this is where, here at Spruce Meadows, Hickstead will reign over his domain forever. Ladies and gentlemen, from the bronze artist, Mary Sand, we give you Hickstead. Named in honor of the All England jumping course, and now to take up permanent residence at Spruce Meadows, and at Eric's wishes, so too will Hickstead. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Hickstead. Yes, the signature appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, our newest inductees to the Spruce Meadows Hall of Fame, Eric Lamaze and Hickstead. Now, Eric, I know this is going to be tough. A few words?
Well, thank you to the Southern, to Spruce Meadows for this honoring Hickstead from this beautiful statue. This was one of Hickstead's home, Spruce Meadows, especially this arena. So to have this statue here at Spruce Meadows is very fitting of this incredible horse. I would like to thank the Flyshacker for providing me this horse and keeping it with me for all these years. I can't promise that we'll ever find you another one, but thank you for the support over the years, not just with this horse, but many other horses. Thank you to Spruce Meadows. Hickstead wouldn't have been what Hickstead is without jumping here for so many years. Thank you to the fan that made so many fences be possible to jump clear from your chair. And I'm going to ask, I mean, John's been sitting with you guys watching his own horse many times, but he has not heard the cheers from the middle of the ring that you were giving Hickstead over every jump that I jumped. So as a final tribute to Hickstead, I'm going to ask that John and Hickstead can hear one more time you guys. So let's pretend that Hickstead's coming down the last line in the CN International and give him the cheer that he deserved, and let John hear what I heard all these years.
That's very fitting, Eric. Ladies and gentlemen, a final clear round for Hickstead.
Well, what a moment here at the International Ring, Deanna. Eric clearly quite moved by the memory of Hickstead. Beautiful statue just out in front of us here that will remain on the Spruce Meadows grounds. This was a wonderful horse. I think maybe the best show jumping horse of all time.
Well, as we've heard, Scott, all of his peers feel the same way. There's not a dry eye in the place today, including myself. I'm pretty choked up.
Yeah, Hickstead, such a tremendous stallion, an Olympic gold medalist, a winner of the CN International twice, and in my opinion, should be inducted, and very soon, into Canada's Sports Hall of Fame. Well, now we look toward